All right, what is good, homies and homettes? We are back in town, just like the boys. But if you notice something a little different about the audio, awesome, because that is definitely the point. We switched out the microphones from, man, the very pricey Hollyland mics to these microphones I got off of TikTok. And I mean, man, that's a you. I'll let you be the judge of this if these mics are living up to your standards. So, anyways, we have a little bit of a special day today. I mean, not only because it's shoulders. I mean, that's freaking awesome. Um, but also we're going to a wedding right after we hit shoulders. So a couple friends and clients of mine are getting married, and man, I couldn't be happier for them. So, I mean, this has kind of been not so much of a long time coming. Like I've known about this wedding, and I was invited months ago. So, we gotta cross out any kind of plans that could be in the mix on today. So, I had the chance to go to something else, but obviously the wedding takes precedent because of the planning. So, that being said, super happy for them. But back to business. The plan for shoulders today. We have, I mean, plan is to go absolutely freaking nuts. And what I'm doing today is I'm using a personal day for my subbing. So that being said, still getting paid for today, but we uh, we needed to run a few errands for this wedding, and then also the wedding is it would have been right after I get out of school, so I probably would have been late if I tried to work today and then also, go to the wedding. So that's I don't know. I'm pretty happy that I took the day off to kind of get all the errands I needed to get done, and also to just put everything we have into this big old shoulder session. So I think what we usually start out with some face pulls, and then it's either like I'm going from back to front as far as the shoulders go, or I'm going like back front as far as the heads of the shoulders. So what I mean by that is sometimes it's like I'm doing a face pull, then a shrug, and then like a rear delt movement, and then a press, and then a side raise, and then some type of front raise. So it kind of like with the face pull and the shrug and the rear delt mover, you kind of have that back portion of it. And then you kind of work your way to the front. But that being said, we are we are very much looking forward to seeing what's in the mix. I haven't even looked at the program for today. But the other way that we could go is we could go back, front, which is like, you start off with a face pull and then you go to like a press and then you could go like a shrug and then you go, I don't know, some type of front raise or, something like that. Oh man, this thing is moving today. But that being said, doesn't matter. We're going to be freaking obliterating shoulders one way or another. And shoulders are one of those muscle groups that you can kind of superset quite a bit, and you'll get a lot of work done in a pretty short amount of time. So I'm pretty excited about this. But yeah, I mean, other than that, meditations have been going well. We It's interesting. I kind of had like every meditation I have some sort of insight, like some sort of like I don't know, like it just all seems or like something seems to make more sense than it did before. I guess that's what I mean by it. But the thing that I found this morning is actions speak louder than words. Like there's always that old adage that we've all heard. But that's what I kind of realized about meditations. meditations are a way of mentally practicing the action instead of, you know, talking about it, like all the chatter in your mind. So it's kind of interesting. Like it's like you have these mantras, and then you have these thoughts surrounding the mantra, but all you need to do, at least with transcendental meditation, is just keep continuously coming back to the mantra. And so that's the action that I'm talking about. Whereas with, you know, any kind of chatter that you have going on outside of that, all that's just chatter. And when you only have one mantra to focus on, kind of shines light on what's the chatter. I mean, it's everything else. So I think that's why it works so well for concentration, for relaxation, for overall creativity. I mean, it just works wonders because it's so simple. Like all you need to do is just keep coming back to it, keep coming back to it, keep coming back to it, and then everything else is just noise. And so I think that's why it does a really good job of quieting the mind and just helping you to stay focused. So that being said, that is, I guess, the insight that I had this morning with my meditation. Um, yeah, I mean, with training and everything, definitely noticing a difference with the HCG and the IGF in the mix. Kind of making sure that we're putting on as much size as possible. Also keeping lean because we're still technically in this mini cut. But it's been a really nice change up to everything because before I was, completely natural and I was pushing a ton of food. And so, I was getting a little more fluff than I usually would. But with the HCG and the IGF in the mix, and then also going on this cut, it's making it a lot easier to have what most gym bros or gym bras or literally anyone who is into lifting or into working out in general wants, which is more muscle, less fat. And so we're kind of doing that in tandem with these two, peptides in the mix, and then also being on this mini cut, and then also having the peptides. So that that's been a lot of fun. But anyways, that is pretty much it. I was actually I was looking at Jeff Nippard's new or semi new video. It was all about um, I think his new gym. So he was taking you on a tour of all these machines of everything going on in his gym, and it was really cool. Man, there were some machines where I was like, that would be dope to try out. For instance, like he had a leg extension, but it wasn't like a regular leg extension. You could get, even more of a knee bend at the bottom, and so you could get that deep stretch and, kind of do your thing. But that would be a machine. Anyways, that towards the end of the video, he was with I think Will Tennyson, and they were both trying, or they were doing an EMG test. So they were trying to see which part of the shoulder fires the most when they're doing presses. And so they they kind of tested it out. And for both of them, the medial head, or the part of the shoulder that you really hit when you're hitting like a side raise or a lateral raise, that part of the head actually fired the most, like even more than the front delt. And so I thought that was pretty interesting. It's not verified across a really big population because it was literally just them two. But I mean, that could be kind of a clue into how we train shoulders. Because I mean, to be honest, like you could have all the front raises in the world, all the side raises in the world, but honestly, you could probably get a lot of work done in a lot shorter amount of time with a press, and then maybe adding some front raises in there since the press is hitting a lot of that medial delt. So, I mean, kind of an interesting finding that they had, but you know, obviously it needs to go into the peer reviewed arena just a little bit more, just to kind of not so much verify it, but just get a lot more evidence as to, you know, that being the main head that's firing when you're pressing. But anyways, that's pretty much all I got to say about shoulders today. I think, I mean, with this mic, I am feeling extra ready today because I don't know, I've kind of missed y'all because I'll have a lot to say during the workouts, like in between sets when I'm kind of resting. But man, I just didn't have my mic working at those times, so kind of a sad day. But now that we got it working for the most part, oh man, I'm ready to go freaking ham and just destroy these shoulders, get some good posing in after, take a shower, and hit this wedding. But anyways, let's not much else to say there. Let's just go freaking nuts in there.
Wait, how much does she weigh right now? No way. She would be way wider. Only way too much. I just have one more, and then whatever. No. If you're gonna do chest recording, I can be there in the house.